Dia Guitacordia, you're very welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. Now, I'm by no means a makeup artist. I have no qualifications or background, so this isn't a makeup tutorial. This is just basically how I apply my makeup on a daily basis, or this is a daytime look, I guess, heading in to meet my daughter for a cup of coffee. So I have my face prepped already. I cleansed and I moisturized. I put some serum on, and I'm happy enough with that. Now, the first thing I begin with is it's this Estee Lauder um, Futurist Aqua Brilliance, it's called. And I just use that as my base for foundation, underneath my foundation. So I'm just going to go ahead and basically rub some of that into my face. Now, you don't have to go overboard with it, but it does give a nice base. And it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear that I wear. So I'm well aware that this is the one I'm using, which is the 3C2 Pebble. In the summer, I go up a shade to the C3C. I find this one matches good because I've got a pink undertone, and I like the coverage with that. A lot of people find the Double Wear foundation drying, and it is if you don't prepare your skin properly. Now, I do have combination skin. It's a bit dry mostly. I have kind of the eyes can be a bit oily, but other than that, my skin is dry. But I do moisturize well always, and I look after my skin. So I think if you do, then the Double Wear is fine. But I do find that to put this underneath, it just works really well. I'm going to read what it says actually. It says to use, apply on clean skin, wear alone or underneath makeup, or to touch up as desired. And basically, I have worn it alone. I don't find it's just like a moisturizer, I think. If you wear it alone, it doesn't gives you a bit of a glow. But underneath the foundation, it is good. So I've just let that sit in for a minute. And what I'm going to do is just pump a bit of that on my hand. And that's another thing with the Double Wear that people go wrong, is they apply way too much, and there really is no need because it says medium to full coverage. I find I get great coverage. I have got a few bits and pieces. In general, my skin is good, but a few over the last few years, can see a few little veins and discoloring, but that's just age. So basically, I come in with my foundation brush and I pick it up. So I just like to kind of tap and swirl. And like I said, I don't go overboard with it. And I think that that's probably key. Now I come and if I'm doing a daytime makeup, I come in, I'll do it under my eyes. I find I don't need a concealer under my eyes if I use this, because when you get wrinkles around your eyes, as you all know, if you're at that stage, then what happens is if the more product you put underneath there, it just, it goes awful. It accentuates all the wrinkles, which is definitely not the look that I'm looking for. So I'm going to add another little bit, just a tiny, as you can see, tiny little pump. Let's pick that up. And basically, I'm going to put that in the areas where I would need it most, which is around here, I think, and have something up there that I don't really like. And just kind of stipple it. And this wasn't a clean brush. It probably could do with washing now. I've been using it for a few days. So there is a bit of a build up of product on it anyway. So I'm just coming down along my neck there. Now, the one thing I will say about the double wear is they say that it doesn't rub off. I don't find that. No matter what I have worn, it always rubs off. I mean, even this, which I probably should have put on to begin with, as you can see, you know, any scarf, anything high up, my jackets. Now, as for whether it's better than other foundations, I can't say because I haven't compared it. I've been wearing that foundation probably for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, since whenever it first came out. And yeah, that's my favourite. So there we go. Yeah, I should have really, in hindsight, been there back. But anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is my eyes. So I've just brought in, I have a mirror here. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. It's just a magnification mirror, which I need for my eyes because I wear reading glasses and it's difficult to put on eye makeup if you need reading glasses. So the magnification just is of great help to me. Now, the palette I'm using today is the Urban Decay, and it's the Naked. It's the small Naked palette. I bought it a few weeks back in Boots. I used to have the large one years ago, and I had it for years. And I just really like the colours that are in that. The kind of, they're neutrals, and yeah, I kind of find for an everyday look, this is nice. You can bring it into the night. I love this one, kind of a champagne-y colour. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead with that, and it's just a daytime look, as I said. So the brushes I'm using, I'm going putting on my glasses. Basically, they're the Zoeva. I bought this set. I think there was another one included last year, and I just find that they're ideal. They're not expensive. If I can find them, I'll link them below. This was a set that came in the purple, so I don't know if that was a limited one, but I have a couple of them in the black as well. So I'm going to go ahead and so I'm going to start off with this one, and it's the Luxe Petite Crease, and it's number 231. And I'm coming into what they're calling Boring, which is this middle one here, and it's a matte shade. So I'm going to apply that one into my crease. Like I said, this is not a tutorial. I'm 60 years old, so I've been applying makeup to my face for probably the last 40, 42 years. And I think I just know what suits me best and what I'm happy and what I feel comfortable with. But everybody finds different things. So I'm just dipping in there and I'm tapping it off. And I've got very hooded, very baggy, crepey or whatever they call it, eyes. And when I was younger, I could apply my makeup differently. But this is what I have now. So we just have to make the most of what we have. So I kind of come up high above the crease with that. I kind of blend it up. I start in the crease and blend it up. Just the same with the other side. And the reason I blend it up these days is because when my eyes are opened, you won't see anything if I don't go up a bit higher than I would have had over the years. So anyway, it's just a nice light shade for everyday wear. As I said, I'm just going to to meet my daughter, a nosy around the shops and a cup of coffee. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm using, let's see if I can manage, the Zoeva again. It's a soft definer, it's called, and it's 227. So I'm going to use this lovely one here, which is called Sin. And I just really like that. So I'm coming into Sin, picking it up, bit of a tap off, and I'm just coming in here to kind of the middle, I guess the inside 2/3 on the mobile lid. I'm just kind of pressing it to get a bit of a more of an impact, I guess. Now it is a shimmery colour, but I find on them, I don't know, I like it. Sometimes I just go in with the one colour and just blend it all up. Now next I'm going to use this tiny one, and it's 230. It's just like, I don't know if you can see, little. And again, these brushes, I've been using them for probably 2 or 3 days now. They probably also could do with being cleaned. And for that, I'm coming in and I'm using Twisted. But first of all, I'm going to come back in with the first colour, which was Boring. And I'm going to just go under my eye with that one. And I'm coming all the way across. Okay. So then I'm coming in with the Twisted one. And what I want to do with that is just on the outline here, I'm just putting a bit. I'm just kind of blending it across in with the others. Don't think I need more there. So I'm going back in with this one, and I'm picking up a bit of the Boring colour again, and I'm just going over the top there, just to blend and transition those two colours into each other. Yeah, that's fine. And then to outline the underneath again, I'm coming back in with the Twisted colour on the small little pencil brush. And I'm just doing the outside, basically, the outer edge. And I'm kind of starting here where the other colour is, bringing it in. Now, like I said, this is what works for me. And that's kind of the everyday eyeshadow look, or one of them anyway, at least. So that was my Naked palette. The next thing I'm going to do is a bit of mascara. And again, I just love the Double Wear mascara. Now I know these are all high-end products, And I don't always use high end products, but the one thing I won't give on is the mascara because I've got deep set eyes and my mascara always ends up underneath. I've got fairly long eyelashes and my mascara ends up always underneath my eyes and I end up with panda eyes. This one is tried and tested. This one doesn't do that to me. There used to be another MAC one years ago that I used to wear, but they discontinued it, and I used to love that one for years. But this is the one I use now. So, and this is actually a new one and a bargain because it cost me $33.50 to buy this in Boots just for one. My daughter recently was flying and she got them for me in the airport duty free. She got me three of the full size ones in a box for I think it was €64. So that was €64 I think she paid. So I paid her back for them. But that just works out. I mean, you would pay that for any mascara anyway, 20 quid a mascara isn't that expensive anymore. So I feel I got one completely free and I got the other two for less than the price of two. So I got three of them for less than the price of two of them. And they'll do me for a whole year, the three of those. I know you're meant to change, I think it's every 3 months. I'm going to get 4 months out of them. And yeah, they should do me until this time next year. So anyway, enough of that. And I love the brush. It's not a big, thick, clumpy one. Because as I said, my eyelashes aren't bad. They're not as thick as they used to be, but they are quite long. So I don't want it to look overboard. And you can always come in and reapply it anyway. But it's just funny actually when my daughter was in secondary school, if any of the girls were wearing makeup, the headmistress would go around at break time and she'd pull them up and she'd have a big thing of baby wipes and she'd hand them out. She'd take that off, take that off. But my daughter, she has very thick, very long, thick black eyelashes, and she'd always get pulled and always take off that mascara, And she tried to say, "But Miss, I'm not wearing." She wouldn't listen to it, So she used to come home really upset. And I used to say to her, "Oh, you've got Elizabeth Taylor's eyelashes." She kind of has that double layer. I don't, but she has that double layer of eyelashes, so she won't ever need to wear false eyelashes. Okay. I don't apply them to the bottom lashes because, oh, I don't know. I just, personally, I don't like the look of it on me. And I love it on other people. I don't know. I think the bit of eyeshadow underneath is fine. So that's the eyes. So the next thing I'm going to do is my blush. And for the blush, I'm using, it's a MAC Blush Baby, it's called. I have a few other colours. I particularly like this one. And I always use this little brush. I don't know. It was one my daughter was getting rid of years ago. And I pulled her and I said, "No, I'm having that." And I really like that for applying the blusher. So all I do with the blush is coming in here kind of to my cheeks and then just blending out. Basically like that. It's a beautiful shade, this one. And high up, I mean, as you know, the older we get, everything drops. So you kind of have to go a bit higher than you would have had when you were younger. And I know that might seem like a lot, but somehow when it settles in, it kind of, I don't know, it settles in nicely, I find, and it's not as heavy. When I put it on first, I always think, oh God, that's very heavy. But no, it won't be. It won't be. Trust me. So that's the MAC Blush Baby. And everything I'm using, I'll link below in the description bar. These are just my tried and tested ones that I love. And I know they say that when you get older, you should use the cream, different things, cream eyeshadows, cream blushes. I have tried them all. And for me personally, I don't get on with them at all. I don't know. The eyeshadows always go creasy, and oh, I don't know. It's probably that I'm not applying it properly, and I'm just used to applying the ones that I use. But I don't like the way it goes on me. Maybe it's my skin. I don't know. But anyway, okay, so I'm happy enough with that. Have a little bit of fallout there. I can see a little bit of glitter on my cheek. It's not too bad. So I'm coming in next then with, I'm doing the lips. So this is like an Estee Lauder ad. I'm not being sponsored by anybody. These are just the things that I use. And I guess I do like the Estee Lauder stuff. But I have an Estee Lauder lip pencil. Let's see. This one is number 15 and it's called Blush. It's kind of a neutral shade. And I haven't done my eyebrows. I still have the eyebrows to go, don't I? But I'm just coming in and I'm going to outline my lips. And I sort of go along the outline of my lip. I kind of, it's not even that I overline it. I do come down a bit on the bottom, but I can see where my lip had been. You know, they've gotten smaller over the years, and I can see where still the outline is still there. So that's where I tend to put the pencil, is where the outline still is. And for the lipstick, I am using, what am I using? There's nothing there. Yeah, I'll use this one. Again, it's an Estee Lauder, and this one came in a set a couple of years ago, and you know, the Christmas sets that you kind of get. It's Color Envy, and it's, oh no, sorry, yeah, it's a Color Envy, obviously, is the make. It's 130 and it's Intense Nude, it's called. I like this one for an everyday lipstick. And let's go. Other than that, I also love the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. They're kind of the shade. This one is a bit darker than the Pillow Talk. Yep, just going to get a tissue. And I find that one doesn't last, you know, sorry. And I find that one lasts quite well. Let's get rid of the mess. It's not one of the ones that just disappears the second that you eat or take. I mean, obviously you'd have to reapply it, but that's it. Now for the eyebrows, again, they're not bad, but I just like to kind of fill in where the patches are, and I have some greys that I probably could do with getting tinted. I've never actually had them tinted, if I'm honest. What I do is I will go in myself with you know, the Just for Men stuff. You can probably buy the eye, but I'll be honest, it's the Just for Men. And I'll come in, I'll put Vaseline on the outside, maybe I'll do that sometime. And I come in and I just put the colour on. But anyway, it needs doing. But yeah, I have some gaps in between. And I just come in. This is, sorry, I didn't say what I was using. It's the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. So it's a Benefit one. This end has the pencil, and that end you've got the little spoolie thing, you know, for brushing them through. So I leave them off. And it's in dark brown, this one, because my eyebrows are fairly black. And I don't go terribly mad with this. I don't want big, thick eyebrows. I just want to fill in the gaps that are there. So that's it. Let's just replace these. That's my finished look. So, like I said, not a tutorial, just how I apply mine. And these are some of the everyday products that I use. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Excuse me. And if you have, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. So slán leat and go raibh míle maith agat.